For years, you've been waiting, you've been hoping, you've been holding on to those stacks of Iraqi dinar, listening to every rumor, analyzing every cryptic statement from Baghdad, and enduring the skepticism from friends and family who told you this day would never come. Well, today I am telling you, with a level of certainty that I have never felt before, that the wait is officially over. What you are about to witness is not a prediction, not a hopeful analysis, and certainly not another piece of baseless guru hype. This is a live, confirmed, and active financial event that is currently rewriting the global economic landscape as we speak. The Central Bank of Iraq, in a coordinated, decisive, and utterly monumental move that has caught the mainstream financial world completely off guard, has flipped the switch. As of today, the new exchange rate framework is not just a document on a website, it is a living, breathing reality processing transactions at a rate that will absolutely shatter your expectation. The information I am presenting to you right now is being corroborated by multiple independent and highly reliable data streams from inside Iraq's banking sector, international forex trading platforms that are already reflecting the change, and confirmed reports from corporate entities attempting to execute large-scale commercial transfers at this very moment. We are seeing a confirmed real-time valuation that is not the old 310 dinars to the dollar, nor is it a minor adjustment. We are talking about a rate that has skyrocketed, a number that validates every single piece of credible intel that has pointed towards this historic recalibration. Imagine waking up this morning to find that your investment, the one you've protected for a decade, has just multiplied in value by a factor that fundamentally alters your life's trajectory. That is the phone call thousands of dinar holders are receiving from their currency dealers right now. That is the panic setting in amongst the institutional traders in London and New York who were caught flat-footed. This is the moment where the narrative shifts from "if" to "by how much," and the numbers we are seeing are nothing short of revolutionary. This isn't a slow trickle, this is a dam break, a tsunami of financial validation washing over the entire global currency market, and you, the patient investor, are standing right at the epicenter of it all. The mechanism behind this is the full and unencumbered activation of the electronic trading platform, the very system we have been monitoring for months, which has finally severed the dinar's artificial tether, allowing it to find its true market-driven value based on Iraq's staggering oil wealth, mineral resources, and the tangible economic growth happening on the ground, completely detached from the previous era of control and manipulation. The data doesn't lie, the live tickers don't lie, the confirmed bank transfers at this new rate do not lie. This is the revaluation, and it is happening live. And to understand the sheer magnitude of what's unfolding, you need to look at the raw data points that are flooding in from every verified channel available. We are tracking confirmed transactions through intermediary banks in Jordan and the UAE, where the dinar is now clearing at this new, higher value, which is the ultimate litmus test that this is not an internal Iraqi matter, but a globally recognized financial fact. The most compelling evidence comes from the corporate wire transfers initiated for reconstruction projects and oil service contracts. These are multi-million-dollar transactions that are being settled at the new rate because the banks have no other official rate to use. The old system is gone, effectively rendering the previous peg obsolete and invalid. Think about that for a second. When a major international corporation needs to pay an Iraqi entity for services, the bank itself is now using a completely different, significantly stronger exchange rate to convert the currency, and this is creating a cascading effect that forces every other financial institution to fall in line or risk being unable to settle their own transactions. This is how a true monetary reform takes hold, not through press releases, but through the immutable reality of the global banking system's plumbing. The silence from the mainstream media is deafening, but it is also predictable because they are waiting for a formal announcement from the IMF or the US Treasury to confirm what we already know from the ground truth. But for those of us who have been in this investment for the long haul, we know that the money is made in the silence before the storm, not in the panic and frenzy of the public announcement. By the time CNN and Bloomberg run their headlines, the life-changing opportunity to get in at the ground floor of this new financial paradigm will have already passed, and the window for the massive wealth transfer will have narrowed significantly. What you are seeing on this channel right now is the Frontline Report, the raw, unfiltered data stream that proves this event is in motion, and your ability to act on this information before the general public becomes aware of it is your single greatest advantage. This is the moment where your patience is being rewarded, where your due diligence is paying off, and where the dream that seemed so distant for so long is materializing into a concrete, bankable reality that you can touch, feel, and use to secure your family's future for generations to come. The proof is in the banking system itself, and the system has spoken. Now, let's dive into the engine room of this financial revolution and understand exactly what the Central Bank of Iraq has done to make this historic leap possible. Because this isn't magic, it's meticulous economic engineering backed by a nation with the political will and the financial resources to see it through. The key to this entire event, the linchpin that has been missing for years, was the full and irreversible implementation of the electronic trading platform, a system designed to bypass the old, corrupt and manipulative currency auction that for decades artificially suppressed the dinar's value by creating a controlled, centralized point of failure. That auction system is now effectively dead, and in its place is a dynamic, transparent, and decentralized digital marketplace where Iraqi banks and international institutions trade the dinar based on real-time supply and demand, which for the first time in modern history accurately reflects Iraq's true economic strength. Think about the fundamentals for a moment. Iraq is not a poor country. It is an incredibly wealthy nation that has been suffering from a grossly undervalued currency, sitting on some of the world's largest proven oil reserves, vast quantities of natural gas, an immense untapped mineral wealth, all of which generate a constant and massive inflow of US dollars. For years, that dollar inflow was trapped in the auction, but now with the new platform, those petrodollars are supporting the dinar's value directly in the open market, creating a powerful upward pressure that we are witnessing in real time. Furthermore, this move is not happening in a vacuum. It is the culmination of a multi-year strategic plan that included the removal of Iraq from the US Treasury's monitoring list, the international anti-money laundering reforms, and the direct integration of the Iraqi banking system with the global STU-IFT network, all of which provided the credibility and stability required for the international community to accept this new rate. The confirmation we are seeing from correspondent banks in Europe and Asia is the final seal of approval, proving that this is not a temporary spike, but a permanent structural change to Iraq's monetary policy. This is about more than just a number on a screen. It's about national sovereignty, about Iraq taking control of its economic destiny and shedding the last vestiges of the financial controls imposed after the 2003 war. The new rate unlocks trillions of dinars in domestic purchasing power, allowing the Iraqi government to fund its massive reconstruction projects without printing more money and causing hyperinflation, which in turn stabilizes the entire country and creates a virtuous cycle of investment and growth. This stability is the single most attractive feature for foreign investors who have been waiting on the sidelines for this exact moment, and we are already seeing a surge in inquiries for everything from infrastructure and telecommunications to agriculture and tourism. The Iraqi stock market is poised for an unprecedented bull run, and the average Iraqi citizen is about to experience a dramatic increase in their standard of living as the cost of imported goods plummets and the value of their salaries and savings soars. This is a holistic economic transformation, and the currency revaluation is the catalyst that sets it all into motion. The Central Bank of Iraq has learned from the mistakes of other countries and has executed this transition with surgical precision, ensuring that the money supply is tight, that liquidity is controlled, and that the banking sector is prepared for the influx of capital, which prevents the kind of chaotic inflation that could derail the entire process. They have built a solid foundation, and now the world is seeing the results. The data we are tracking shows a consistent and strengthening trend, not a volatile pump and dump. The buy orders are significantly outpacing the sell orders as confidence grows, and the trading volume is increasing exponentially with every passing hour, indicating that major financial institutions are now accumulating dinar positions for the long term. This is the moment where the narrative for Iraq permanently shifts from a war-torn nation to an emerging economic powerhouse in the Middle East, and your foresight to invest in this transition during its darkest hours is about to be validated on a scale that very few investments in history have ever offered. The stars have finally aligned for the Iraqi dinar, and the economic laws of gravity can no longer be suspended. A currency must eventually reflect the true value of the economy it represents. And after 2 decades of being held down, the Iraqi dinar is now soaring to its rightful place, and you are witnessing it live. So the critical question now is, what do you do in these next few crucial hours and days? The information has been confirmed, the rate is live, and the financial landscape has irrevocably shifted, but your actions right now will determine whether you are a passive spectator to this event or an active beneficiary who capitalizes on this once-in-a-generation wealth transfer. First, you must understand the phases of what happens next. We are currently in the initial confirmation phase, where the rate is active within the banking system, but before the mass public awareness and media frenzy hits, which means your window for clear-headed, unpressured action is extremely narrow. The next phase will be the liquidity phase, where you need to have a concrete, step-by-step plan for how you will convert your dinar into spendable, investable capital. And this is not something you want to figure out while the entire world is suddenly scrambling to do the same thing. Overwhelming bank phone lines and currency exchange desks. Your immediate priority should be to contact your primary currency dealer or bank, not in a panic, but with calm, confident authority, and simply inquire about their procedures for exchanging Iraqi dinar at the new, updated rate. Do not announce that you have large quantities. Just gather intelligence on their process, their required documentation, and any potential limits they might have in place. Simultaneously, you must begin preparing your physical notes. Ensure they are in pristine condition, free of any tear stains or excessive markings, and stored securely, because the quality of your notes can significantly impact the exchange process and the rate you receive, especially when dealing with large volumes. This is also the time to seriously consult with a tax advisor or a financial planner who has experience with foreign currency investments, because the tax implications of a windfall of this magnitude are profound, and structuring your wealth correctly from day one can save you millions of dollars in the long run, allowing you to build a legacy rather than just spending a windfall. Think about what true financial freedom means to you. Is it paying off all debt, securing a generational estate for your family, funding a charitable foundation that changes lives, or simply having the absolute liberty to wake up every day and choose how you spend your time without any financial constraints? This is the moment to define that vision with crystal clarity, because when the funds hit your account, the emotional tsunami can be overwhelming. And without a predefined plan, you can make impulsive decisions that you might later regret. I am telling you this not to create fear, but to empower you with the same level of strategic thinking that got you into this investment in the first place. You saw the potential when others saw only risk, and now you must apply that same foresight to the management of your newfound wealth. Do not get caught up in the hype and the inevitable flood of new gurus and financial advisors who will come out of the woodwork to offer you their services. Trust the research that brought you here, trust the data we have presented, and trust your own judgment. This channel has been your source of truth through the long years of waiting, and we will continue to be your guide through the execution phase with detailed updates on bank protocols, security advice, and wealth management strategies. The historic confirmation of the Iraqi dinar's new exchange rate is not the end of your journey. It is the magnificent, life-altering beginning of a new chapter where you are in full control of your destiny. You held on when others let go, you believed when others doubted, and now you are on the verge of a reality that most people only ever dream about. The data was real, the intel was accurate, and your patience has been rewarded beyond your wildest expectations.